Okay, so today we're going to learn about operating and maintaining a vehicle and how the price changes throughout time of having a vehicle. So although the media focuses a significant amount of attention on gas prices, operating and maintaining a vehicle involves numerous costs. They can be classified as variable costs and fixed costs. Variable costs increase as the number of miles driven increases. They include the cost of gasoline, oil filters, tires, and repairs. Fixed costs remain about the same regardless of how many miles you drive. They include insurance, registration fees, loan interest, and depreciation. Depreciation is the decrease in value of your car from one year to the next because of its age and condition. So I'm going to write down our formulas. So depreciation, we take the purchase price. We subtract today's value. And then we divide it by the number of years owned. And then the cost per mile, we take the annual variable cost we add it to the annual fixed cost, and for this one, we divide by the number of miles. All right, so those two equations are what we're using today. So let's do our first example together. So Chantel Jones purchased a new two-door coupe for $24,000. So that's your purchase price. 2 years ago. So 2, number of years you owned. So I already see that I have two things to our top. She drove 14,322 miles, so that'll go here last year, and kept record of all the auto expenses. She estimates the vehicle's present value, okay, so today's value, as $19,219. Calculate her depreciation, her total variable cost, her total fixed cost, and the cost per mile to operate her vehicle last year. So let's start with depreciation. I have everything I know right here, so we need the purchase price, which is $24,590. We're going to subtract today's value, which was the $19,000. And then we're going to divide by the number of years owned, so that was 2 years for her. And so, again, I'm going to just take this. All right, so I subtract, so I got 5,371, and then just divide by 2. So her depreciation is $2,685.50 per year. Next, we need to add up our variable costs. So in this one, it's a nice little chart, so I'm going to add that up. 1,576.24 for gas, the 71.85 for oil changes, the 154 and 36 cents for maintenance. Cleaning, tolls, and parking is 322.65. So for that, I got a total of 1,985.10, and I'm just gonna, I'll rewrite it down here, 1,985.10, just so you guys can see it. And I'm gonna do the same thing for my fixed costs, so 985 plus 125.63 plus 380. And then total fixed cost, I have to include the depreciation. So make sure you add the 2,000. So, right, you got to include the depreciation, the 2,685.50. Okay, so all of that, my fixed costs is total is that much. And now what I have to do is the cost per mile. So I gotta take the annual variable cost, so that's the 1,985.10. The annual fixed cost, so that's the $4,176.13, and I'm dividing by the number of miles, so let me look back, and it's 14,322 miles. And so let me do my addition. And I'm going to divide by 14,322. So I get about 43 cents per mile. So let's do one more example together on the back. Dee Dee purchased a new car 3 years ago, so that's important. So this is your purchase price for $33,000. Its current value estimate is $19,900. Annual variable cost this year was $995.60. The cost of insurance was $230, so that's fixed. Registration, that's fixed. And loan interest, that's fixed. She drove 13,000 miles. Compute depreciation, so let's do depreciation. So that is the purchase price. Subtract the new estimate, and then we divide by how many years, so 3 years. So 33500 minus 19,900 divided by 3. So she's depreciating $4,533.33 per year. Let's see, variable costs where they already calculated it is $995.60. We need to figure out the fixed by adding up the insurance, 350. We need to add the registration and the interest. And the depreciation. So remember, we got to add that into it. All right, so the fixed cost is about $8,095.83. Okay, so now we could figure out our cost per mile. So we're going to take the variable. We're going to take the fixed. And we're going to divide it by the amount of miles. Ooh, this lady's spending 67 cents per mile.